Hello everybody, happy Thursday to you. Today we're going to be making 3 cards and I'm going to be sharing 3 great layouts that you're going to want to save and use when you're ready to make your own cards. My name is Lori DeGroot from Lorita Marie Crafts. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Calgary, Alberta, and I love to come live here Thursdays so that I can share fun tips, techniques, ideas, and inspiration to help you take your paper crafting supplies and turn them into beautiful projects. So, like I said, we're going to be making 3 cards today. And so these are 3 layouts of cards that I've used before, but it's good to have a collection of fun, simple layouts that you can just grab when you wanted to sit down and get to your crafting, right? You don't want to always spend hours kind of coming up with designs and ideas. But before we get going today, I just wanted to remind you that we're still in the middle of celebration. So we have until the end of February to take advantage of the awesome celebration. And be sure you go onto Stampin' Up's website and check out kind of the big header banner that says there's more to celebrate, because they've added a whole bunch of new items. So if you placed an order in January, kind of got what you wanted from the catalog, I would check out to see what they added there. And there might be something that you love. Now, you want to take advantage of this now, because if you spend at least $60, then you get to choose a celebration item, but then also the cards that I'm making today are going to be my next free card kit to go. So that means when you place an order with my host code, my current host code for $6 or more, I make up a little card kit for you and pop it in the mail. Or if you're local, I could give it to you local, and you get to make the cards that we're making today. So that's always my goal, right? To help you to start crafting and get creative. Yeah, so I think that's all the stuff. Be sure that you take advantage of celebration. It's only once a year. They tried twice a year a couple times, but now it's just January and February, and then it's gone until next year. So you want to take advantage of it. There's hosting rewards and there's joining offers. And so if you want to be a part of Stampin' Up, you could take advantage of those as well. I mean, it's awesome, right? You get all, when you join Stampin' Up, you get a discount, of course, on all your awesome paper crafting supplies. But then you also kind of get all the pre-order stuff, which is really fun. You get to see everything before everyone else. You get to order before. And those are kind of just some fun perks, plus lots of other great stuff too. So if you ever have questions about that, feel free to do that. And let's get down to the desk and start crafting. Today we're going to be using DSP from the mini catalog. So I've got 3 different sets of DSPs you get to see, and 3 different card ideas. So I showed these off at my card class last night. They got a sneak peek of them, and we had such a good time. I always forget to take pictures. There's lots of laughs last night, and we had a great time. So I have a card class once a month where we get to make the kits, and I can always ship it out to you if you're not local. If you live in Canada, I can ship to anywhere in Canada. So just make sure you're on my email list, and then you'll always know kind of what's going on with my classes and stuff. So let's get to the first card. So for this first one, the idea behind this one, and this is one I've done a few times, but maybe you haven't seen it before, so it's always good to have a refresher. For this first one, this is all about, I'm just missing a piece. I always lose things before I even start there. This is all about, what if you've got beautiful designer series paper and you want to see both sides of it? Wow, so what's my favorite DSP right now is the Perennial Lavender DSP, because it's so, so pretty. And it's on back order right now, but I think just till next week. So it's not gone forever, so don't worry about it. It'll be back in stock next week if you haven't got yours yet. But yeah, so it's what do you want to do if you want to see both sides? Because look how pretty that is. And then you turn it over and you see this side. So who loves the Perennial Lavender? Sweet. You can definitely say if you like this one in the comments there. I love lavender. I actually I have a little lavender bush in my backyard. I didn't even think I could grow lavender, but I tried a few years ago, and it's finally taking off, and it smells so good. I made a little sachet for a friend and for my mom for Christmas this year with my own lavender, so that was fun. So that's what I think of when I see this paper. I can just smell summertime already. So we're just going to take a basic card base, so 5.5 by 8.5. I'm scoring it in half, a 4 1/4, and then I'm going to chop 3 1/4 inches off the front. And then save that, of course, because you're going to use that on a future project for sure. Actually, I'm going to use it just later. I'm going to need that, actually. Let's just keep the trimmer out here. Then you're going to choose the DSP that you want, and we're going to do a piece that is 4 by 5.5. So I'm going to cut my 5.5 first with this piece that I've got here. But obviously, if you've got the 12 by 12, then you can cut it into 4, and then you've got these perfectly even pieces. Okay, so 4 by 5.5, and then I want a tiny strip here. I'm just going to do 1/4 inch, and this is Highland Heather as just a nice little accent color to the DSP. So let's move this out of the way. Okay, so we'll fold that little piece, that little flap that we cut off there. Give it a nice score. And then I'm going to grab some adhesive, and I'm going to use my Seal Plus just because it's a little stronger. And I'm going to go kind of right to that edge, not to this edge, but the inside. And then I want to keep this closed. And then we're going to put this on the front, but leaving a little bit showing, right? So when you just kind of line it up, it goes right to the top of the card, and then just make sure it's even kind of on this side here. But don't cut it short like I did. Look at that. I cut my DSP short. I'll just trim off. We'll know. And then we're going to add this piece on as a little like decorative piece, and it kind of just creates a nice kind of border there. I'm going to actually use my liquid glue for this. And I forgot to cut it, so I think I'll just do it this way. So it's 1/4 inch by 5.5. And it's too skinny for, say, your seal. So just grab your liquid glue and lightly get some glue on there. Come on, don't want too much. And then you can grab your tweezers or whatever is easier for you to grab something small like this. And then we're just going to put it right at the edge. So we still have a little pretty peacock showing. Then we've got the Highland Heather, and then we've got our beautiful DSP. Now, because it's all about the DSP, you just need a simple little sentiment on it. So the great thing about, the product that I want to share today is one that I've used before. And I just saw it today that's in low inventory. So if you're thinking about this one, I never put my camera jumped. Let's go back. There we go. Sometimes that happens. Okay, so I hope I wasn't doing anything weird while I was on camera. I didn't notice I was on camera. That's never good. I'm going to be using the Nested Essentials dies. So I had borrowed my sister's when I used these before, and I was like, I've got to have these. These are like a great staple. Anything that's labels, that's nested like this, where you've got different sizes of the same shape, you are just going to go back to it over and over and over again. It kind of never gets old. So I love this one. I've gone ahead and cut out my label piece already. So this is the second smallest of these. And why I like these ones is because they've got rounded edges. So that's really different from some of the other shapes that we've had in the past from Stampin' Up. And then we're just going to stamp. So any sentiment stamp set that you love. I'm going to go back to a favorite here from the annual catalog, which is the Layering Leaves. It just has the prettiest font. I don't know. I just love it. So it's a good go-to. And I'm going to stamp in Pretty Peacock. Usually when I'm choosing a color to stamp my sentiment, I just go with whatever is the darkest color in the DSP that I'm using. And then it just tends to pop a little bit more. So I'm going with the Pretty Peacock. And I re-inked my ink pad yesterday, so I'm hoping it's nice and juicy. I find here in Calgary, if you don't know, Calgary is so dry. It's a very dry place to live. And I think that's affecting my ink pads. I think they just dry out really fast. So I'm glad I've got all the re-inkers, and it's just easy just to quickly re-ink your ink pads there. So I've got my sentiment, and then all you need to do is add a little ribbon. So of course with Stampin' Up, you've always got coordinating things in your stash, right? So just look, I've got this beautiful pretty peacock, what's it called? Pretty peacock and gold metallic ribbon. And we just need about 6 inches. So this ribbon is in the mini catalog. And it's kind of like really fine and detailed. So pretty. And I'm just going to add a little seal. I just kind of did it at an angle. And then I just go back and forth. And then I'm just going to put my sentiment on top, and that's it. And that's like a go-to for me. I use this layout. I've definitely done it before. So just to show you guys that you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. So I've been doing this lately, showing you guys layout ideas, not necessarily ones that I've just brand new thought of, but just how when you use different paper or different products, it just brings a whole new life to it. And yeah, so when you're sitting down to your card making, maybe just pull out an old card or that you've made before and be like, oh, I loved that one. I'm just going to make it with new products today. And then if you want, you can add some gems. So there's these pretty ones that are petal pink and pretty peacock. So that pretty peacock looks really good. And I think technically there's like shaded spruce in there. You can pull out any of the colors that you want. If you've got the purple gems from the lavender suite, that would look really good too. So you could just add a few gems onto there if you want. And then of course, you've got that beautiful inside so you can see. So it's kind of like a surprise, right? So you've got the front and then you open it up and someone gets to see that beautiful green on the inside too. And then of course you can do your inside any way you like. So that's the first card. Second one is also pretty simple and one that I've done before. And so this time I'm going to use the Poetic Expressions Designer Series paper. So here's kind of what it looks like because I haven't shared it here before. And I think it's really lovely once you see it kind of in person. So you've got Wild Wheat, Moody Mauve, Boho Blue. I forgot to check out what's in here. Lost Lagoon, and then Mossy Meadow, I think might be the green. And then this is the other side. So it's got some really great patterns in it. And so for this card, you're just going to choose a pattern that you, two that go coordinating together. So I'm going to use these ones. I haven't used Moody Mauve for a while, and I've been itching to use it again. So I want to use those patterns there. And again, we just want a basic card base, 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm going to score it in half again at 4 1/4. And this time I'm going to cut off 1.5 inches off the front. So on my paper trimmer, that's right to the edge. So cut off 1.5 inches. And then for our DSP, on the front, I'm going to use this lighter pattern, and it's going to be 2.5 inches. Wide. Okay, so 5 1/4 by 2.5. That's what I'm trying to say. So 5.5 by 5 1/4 by 2.5. And this one is going to be just 1.5, and then 5 1/4. So 5 1/4 by 1.5. And then you also need a piece of basic white for the inside, and I've already cut that to 5 1/4. I think I keep saying 5.5. Sorry, 5 1/4 by 3. So you need 3 pieces, and then we're going to fold this down. And this is another quick and easy one to put together. And the third card that we're doing has a few more steps to it. So I'll just grab my seal. And we'll put this one on the top. Just got to get it centered here. There we go. Then I'm going to grab the basic white and put it on next, so that if you want to do any stamping before you put it inside your card, then now would be the time to do it. And I always seem to get ink somehow on it. There we go. It's all good. And that's going to be inside. So this card is going to go this way, obviously. And then we're going to just cover it up with that piece on the bottom. And you can see it obviously when the card is closed and when it's open. So it just kind of layers on top like this. So then I wanted to use another shape from our nested dies. And so I'm going to use the banner. So I chose the largest banner shape. So again, you've got 4 sizes that kind of all nest together, obviously. That's why they're called the nested essentials. So here's the largest one. And you can see it's kind of, let's bring it up here, like a double stitched border on it. And I'm going to stamp in Moody Mauve this time. And same stamp set, because the stamp set is great for any occasion. It's got lots of choices. So this says, "So happy to celebrate you." Let's see if I can line it up straight here. There we go. Not bad. And then again, go into your stash. Do I have any Moody Mauve stuff? If you don't, you could go with like a burlappy kind of natural kind of look would look really nice with this. I do have Moody Mauve ribbon, so that's that's handy. So this is the nice textured ribbon, which I think comes in all 5 of the in colors. And we're just gonna grab about 10 inches of that. Just clean up my edge there. And this time I find with the banner shape, it kind of looks good if it's hanging in the middle of it like this. So that's kind of what we're aiming for. So I will just stick my adhesive down the middle. Fold in half like that. So you've kind of got tails. And then it's going to go in the center there like this. So when you're putting your dimensionals on this one, just make sure you don't put them kind of near the bottom, because that's going to hang off the card. So I'm still going to use 4, but I'm just going to come up a bit there. And try to center that. There, so that looks good on its own. You can, again, go in your stash and find some gems. So I've got these same ones from the first card, or if you've got the in color dots, I can grab it here, then you've got the mauve in there, right? So you could, let's see if I can pick it off there. Come on. I can't even get it up. There we go. What? I cut my fingernails this morning and I can't do anything. Okay. Let's just put a few on here. And there's our second card. So if you chose other patterns in this pack of Poetic Expressions DSP, you could go with the blues if you're more a blue person. And there's lots of great choices in there. So that's our second quick layout idea. For the third one, we're going to do a peekaboo card. So how I came up with these ideas is I literally went into my cards, flipped through ones that I had already made. I'm like, ooh, that one's fun. And I just re-envisioned it. So I'm going to actually show you my original one. I wasn't going to. I wonder if I still have it out. Oh, I don't have it out anymore. Like, where did I put it? It was a little cactus one, and it was so cute. But that's how I came up with the idea for my third card. Maybe I'll post it on my Facebook page later if I can find it. So again, we need a card base. And this one is pretty peacock again. And so we're going to score it in half at 4 1/4. And this time, the designer series paper that I'm going to use is the Forever Love. And so we were talking about this last night, is that you know how some DSP, like, you instantly love, and some you're not too sure about it in the catalog, like you've got to see it in person. And so this is the kind of paper that you need to see in person. It's so pretty. And I just love anything with gold foil on it. So this comes 12 by 12. This is Pretty Peacock on this side. It's got little roses, but it actually has different flowers on every one, right? So you've got roses, you've got daisies. I don't know what those might be. Poppies. It's so pretty. This one just has the leaves on it. And this is my favorite one because it's little daisies. Cute. And then there's one kind of special one with the moody mauve and the gold. And then the other side is lovely as well. Just kind of neutral backgrounds to go with all your cards. Right? So I'm just thinking on the fly that I might change the design for this one. I think I'm going to use this one this time. Okay, so you need to cut one piece here that is kind of the full mat size of the front of the card. So it's going to be, wait, what do I want to do? 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, so 5 1/4 by 4 for the front of the card. And then you're going to want to have a piece of very vanilla for the inside because this is vanilla on this paper. So my actually original, I put basic white and it's like glaringly white. So you do want to have some very vanilla on hand to go with this DSP. So this is 5 1/4 by 4 as well for the inside. And then we're going to make a peekaboo card. So we got to get our stamp, ink cut, and emboss machine here. So obviously we're going to use that last shape that we haven't used yet. We're going to grab the second largest one and we're going to take our card base, and on the front we're going to cut out a hole right in the center. And I'm actually thinking, let's try. I didn't do this in my original, but let's see if we can go through both at the same time. So I'll experiment for you because this might be easier than trying to line it up later. If it doesn't work, then you know it doesn't work. Okay. So we're going to put this on the front of the card. There we go. Grab and drop the leg. Okay. There it is. It disappeared. Second largest die. Center it as best you can. And we're going to go through 2 pieces of paper. I'm going to run it through twice and see how that works. Okay, so we'll run it through once and then bring it back. All right, let's see how we did there. Yeah, I think that worked. Oh, like a charm. Perfect. There you go. So I just ran it through twice. Oh, and then you can use that on something else. So that's that. Now we need a couple more shape. One more shape here. No, 2 more. So then to create the peekaboo look, let's grab that back. I want the peekaboo to be this pattern here. So we're going to put that same size die and we'll run that through. And then I want to create a frame. So I'll just get set up again. Okay, so we've got that. I'll show you where to put that in a minute. And then we just need some Pretty Peacock. And then I'll grab the largest die with the second largest die to create a frame. And then we'll run this through. Okay. I think that's most of the pieces that we need. Okay, so then we've got that perfect size frame. And so that's going to go here, and you can see it just gives it a nice like finished look. So we'll grab our liquid glue and put that on first. Should be good. All right. And get it lined up. You get a little grace, right, when it's liquid glue to kind of get it just so. But that's going to line up perfectly. So cute already. Then we'll fold this in half, of course. Okay. Then we're going to put our very vanilla on the inside. Oh, I think I grabbed the wrong. Okay, so then we'll put this on the inside first. Then we'll take our cutout piece with the gold foil on it. And I'm actually going to close the card and do it this way. And then I'm going to be able to get it perfectly lined up. Right? So cute already. Oh, I love it with this pattern. I did the stripes on the first one, so I'll show you the difference. It's cute. So then we need a sentiment. And I didn't want to cover up too much of it, so we're just kind of going to put it off to the side a little bit. And we're going to do thank you so much. Is that big enough? No. And we'll stamp him Pretty Peacock again. And I've just got a 1-inch strip here of very vanilla. Stamp that on there. And then my little like easy tip to make it just look fancy is I just cut an angle off one side. And then we're just going to put it here. So I just want dimensionals kind of just so here on the edge so that I'm not sealing shut my card. So you do just kind of have to put them here. Yeah, I just want to make sure it's not poking in the other side. And then I might be able to squeeze a small one. Usually I have strips of some here. We'll just cut the little strip piece just to give it a little more security here. Let's see if I can get it tucked under there. There we go. And then I was thinking that it might be nice to have a little, like a second color. So if you wanted to, you could cut out some of the flowers and kind of like rest it behind there. So I'll show you how I don't want you to have to watch me fussy cut that all out, but I'll show you my original sample. But this looks really good on its own if you just want it to be the two colors like this. So cute. And then you can add your gems again. So here's the original one. And what actually happened is that this is, oh, thought I froze there for a minute. So this was the striped paper. And then when I cut out the circle, it just happened to have these flowers in the cutout piece. So I just fussy cut them out to the size of the cutout piece. And then it just kind of gives something, it gives a little more depth, right, when you've got that second color back there. So I'll probably do that to this card too. I will pick out some of those flowers and then tuck it in behind. But I do like this leaf pattern too, right? That looks good. All right, those are our 3 card layout ideas. So you've got a peekaboo look. So you could do this with any shape, right? So you could do circles. So you've got the nested essentials. You could do the rounded edge, the banner shape. You could do your regular circles or squares. And then you just cut your other piece behind to match, and then it's kind of, it looks good from the front and it's cute on the inside as well. So that's our first layout. Then of course we've got that second one. For easy, we just cut a 1.5 inch strip off the bottom of the card. And then the first one, which was to show off both sides of the DSP. And so you trim off 3¼ inches off the front and then attach your DSP to it. This one you're going to love. I use this one all the time. Awesome. So thanks for hanging out with me today, you guys. Hope you save these ideas for later. You can like this video and subscribe if you're not subscribed already to the channel. And I come here live every Thursday so I can share ideas with you guys. I'll be back next week with some more fun things. And don't forget to take advantage of Celebration. And these cards are my current card kit to go. So when you make a purchase with my host code, you can get these for free. They will also be my March class in person, right? So that you could come if you don't place an order, or if you want to do it both ways, or there's so many ways you could do it. You can come in person. You can make these cards too. Lots of choices. If you ever need more information, check out my website, which is loritamariecrafts.ca. And I'll see you guys next week. Take care.